So what is the United Kingdom and how did it come to exist? Quite probable that Northern Ireland will end up leaving the United Kingdom. Sort of psychologically, the Welsh are going to hang around with, you know,
でそれは
crazy English
で
people.
ねその
So today we're visiting Hanbury Hall in Worcestershire. This is my other house.
昔のお屋敷をこうやって博物館みたいにしてある人が見に来れて、ですごい巨大な庭園があって、そこをちょっと歩いて、あとパブに寄って過ごそうと思ってます。でその間にダディがイギリスについて、イギリスって一言で言うけれども、実はすごく複雑な国の体系なんですね。で多分私もすごいこんがらがってしまうんですけども、多分日本の皆様もご存知ないかと思うので、ちょっとダディに説明してもらおうと思います。ね、イギリス、英国、
Great Britain.
連合王国 UK、 それが何を意味するのか。
Some people are stealing a carpet. You can't do that. Imagine having that for your front gate.
ねえ、すごいね、すごいね。
Hanbury Hall Christmas tree plantation.
本当に？
See, they're growing them ready for Christmas.
なんかコーヒーショップもみたいですね。So what happened to the people who used to live here?
I don't know. Died. I mean, some of these old stately homes, right? I mean, they became impossible for people to maintain. Yeah,
That's
because
why
it's so expensive. So some of them were donated or given or taken over by the National Trust, supported by members and public money to keep these historic buildings maintained, and members of the general public can enjoy them as well. So what is the United Kingdom and how did it come to exist? So in Japan, people just refer to Igirisu, right?
What is イギリス？
Igirisu is England, right? Sometimes people also refer to the United Kingdom as Igirisu. Going back to not the beginning, but a reasonable beginning. There used to be separate countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland.
1542?
1542, England annexed Wales to create the Kingdom of England. And then in 1707,
よく覚えてるね。
the Kingdom of England, which consisted of England and Wales, joined into a union with Scotland to create the Kingdom of Great Britain.
ほら、ブルーベルが咲いてますね。すごい綺麗。グレートブリテンっていうのは何ですか？ What is Great Britain?
So when England and Wales joined into a union with Scotland to create the Kingdom of Great Britain, okay, you might want to know what's Great Britain. Sometimes it's still called Great Britain, right? And it's not called Great because it's Sugoi. Okay, Great Britain is a geographical term for the island which is occupied by England, Scotland and Wales. Great Britain means it's the biggest island in the British Isles. Great Britain is the 9th biggest island in the world.
へえ、9番目に大きい島だそうです。
Biggest European island, and it's 92% of the size of Honshu.
見えますか？羊ちゃんがいて、でここにダディが、はい、ダディ。
It's complicated. Okay, in 1801, Great Britain entered into a union with the Kingdom of Ireland to become the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. Are you still following?
なんか一つの国、イギリスってもう一つの国と思うかもしれないんですけども、4つの国がイギリス、スコットランド、ウェールズ、アイルランドが一緒になってる、連合してる国なんですよね。だからサッカーとかで戦う時はスコットランドとイングランドが違うじゃないですか。ね、そういうことなんですよね。 見えますか？ミスちゃんがいる。おー、かわいい。
So then in 1922, there was the partition of Ireland. So the 6 counties in the north, all right, which were primarily Protestant and wanted to remain part of the United Kingdom, stayed with the United Kingdom. Okay, and those 6 counties became Northern Ireland.
Okay.
All the rest in the south became known as the Republic of Ireland. Okay, which is now a completely separate country. Okay, so then we were left with England, Wales, Scotland, and the 6 counties which became Northern Ireland, okay, and that became the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, which is the official name of the sovereign state which we are now a part of. So why is everybody now talking about whether or not it might be the end of the United Kingdom? Brexit, my least favourite subject.
ダディはブレキシットをすごい嫌がってるんですけども、海外で暮らしていたイギリス人はみんな大体ブレキシットに反対してたんですが、ブレキシットになってしまったんですよね、本当に。
Possibly the most stupid thing any civilized, sensible country has ever done in history. When the UK voted to leave the European Union, okay, there were 2 types of Brexit which you could have. Either a soft Brexit, in which case we would stay in the single market and the customs union. But what happened was a hard Brexit. So Britain decided to leave the European Union, including leaving the single market and the customs union. So there has to be a border between the United Kingdom and the European Union.
なんかフリームーブメントって言って、EU 諸国から例えばルーマニアとかね、いろんな国から労働者が来てたわけですね。例えばこの間話題にしたローリードライバー、トラックドライバーとか、そのルーマニアからの方とか、例えばポーランドの方とか、いろいろ働きに来られてたんですね。でそういうのを防ぎたかったらしいんですよね、イギリスは。はい。
So, if you're going to have a border between the European Union and the United Kingdom, where are you going to have it? Only 2 places the border can be, right? Either between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, or down the Irish Sea.
うわー、すごいなんか平和な空気が流れております。
But we're talking about Brexit. You can't have a border between the north of Ireland and the Republic of Ireland because of the Good Friday Agreement, which basically was the agreement which ended the troubles in Northern Ireland, the terrorist war. So the only place you can have it in practical terms down the Irish Sea would separate Northern Ireland from the rest of the United Kingdom. In Northern Ireland, you've got basically 2 main groups. You've got the Unionists who want to remain part of the United Kingdom, and you've got
the pro-Brexit, right?
Wait. And you've got the Republicans who want a united Ireland.
そうで、最近2日に行われた地方選挙で、そのシン・フェインっていうアイルランドの統一派が議席を取ってしまったんですよね。
I mean, opinions vary. I mean, I think it's quite probable that we will see a united Ireland.
もしかしたらっていうかね、近々本当にアイルランド全体がイギリスから、だから名前も変わってしまいますよね。グレートブリテン、もう北アイルランドとは呼びませんよね。
I wouldn't say it's probable, but it's also possible that, quite possible, that Scotland may also leave the United Kingdom. Okay, so then the United Kingdom would consist of England and Wales, right? And do you think, sort of psychologically, the Welsh are going to hang around with, you know, crazy English people?
でね、アイルランドとスコットランドがイギリスではなくなったら、でダディが言うにはそのウェールズだけになるじゃないですか。イングランドとウェールズだけになるでしょ。そしたらウェールズはそのイギリスのままでいたいのかどうかが、それが問題ね。クレイジーイギリスだって。
So, if the Welsh left, I mean that's much less likely. Okay, but if they did, you'd end up with England being, frankly, a sad little country with hard borders all around it, surrounded by EU nations all living and happily trading with each other.
5年から10年後にそういうことが起こるかもしれないということですよね。それもすべてブレクシットが引き起こしたことと言いたいそうです。
Right, do you want to go and see that church?
Okay.
The Cotswolds this way, okay? And then over there are the Malvern Hills. イーゴサムというパブに来ました。すごい、ほら、ナイス、カナルボート。ちょっとね、工事中なんですけれども、すごい素敵。イギリスパブといえば、ビター。乾杯。美味しい。 It's okay. It's okay. Not the best, but I mean, I don't know. My first impressions of this pub are not very good.
あ、本当に。
Yeah.
Okay. そうらしいですね。
So are you starting to like beer?
Yeah, I started なんかね、ビールがだんだん好きになってきたんですよ。カムデンブルーリーっていうDo you know Camden Brewery?
Not really.
In London, it's really popular. Camden Brewery,
Okay.
and the beer is so good.
Sorry, tuna mayo. Yeah, that's mine.
Fish
Yeah.
and chips.
Yeah.
Like, got any sauce?
Vinegar and salt, please.
Yeah, there's some salt on the table. Vinegar.
Vinegar.
Anything else?
No, I don't think so. Thank you. So, I told you, I don't think it's really good.
Oh, you didn't expect that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. これがフィッシュ&チップスで、ビネガーがこれ、ね、モルトビネガー、これをかけて食べます。ヒラディがツナサンドイッチ。あ、こんな感じです。まあ、とりあえずこれをかけて食べます。でこれがマッシュドピースって言ってそこのパブの料理はあまり良くなかったので今度美味しいところに行って美味しいものを紹介します。はい。
One thing I explained, but Mama wasn't recording, is that Brexit was really an English thing. Okay, England voted to leave the European Union. Scotland voted to remain in the European Union. Northern Ireland voted strongly to remain in the European Union. Wales slightly voted to leave, but if you took the English people out of Wales, Wales probably would have also voted to remain in the European Union. So it's important to understand that it was basically England and the English, some of the English, who dragged the United Kingdom and the other nations of the United Kingdom out of the EU, okay? Which has upset a lot of people. So I think in the context of possibly breaking up the United Kingdom, it's important to understand that.
Okay? はい。